Chaitanya Prabhu Just go right to the next page and sing Shri Mata.
You want to use the harmonium as a table? Should I leave the harmonium set up, or do you want me to? Should I leave this harmonium set up, or should I move it? You can. You want to use it as your? I can set it up anyway. Makes you happy.
Yeah, I guess.
Here, no, I'll take care of it. Okay, I'll run it away. You rather have the white shirt, right?
Yeah. Assembly required.
Yes. Do not try this at home. That's stable. Unlike us.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunatu Sahana Vidyam Bharavai Tejas Chamas Vishai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May Brahman protect us. May He give us strength and right understanding. May love and harmony be with us all. Oh, peace, peace, peace. And so our topic is spiritual healing. And so first, let's just talk a little bit about the sort of the pros and cons. We don't want to overdo body consciousness because we're trying to identify with our true self, and it's so easy to just identify with our body and mind complex, and much more difficult to identify with our true spiritual essence. So a lot of times we almost underemphasize taking care of the body, which also isn't good, because you need a good, healthy vehicle for spiritual practices. So that's, I think, the important concept to keep in mind, that if we think of our body as the temple of the divine, you want to take care of the temple, just like you would take care of any temple. You don't want it to be dirty or in shambles or falling apart or needing of repair. So we need to have a balanced approach. The other pitfall is that sometimes people equate healthy with spiritual. And if somebody isn't healthy, then how could they be spiritual or something of that nature? Well, that's also not accurate. And we certainly see that with Sri Ramakrishna and many of his direct disciples. They didn't have picture perfect bodies, and Sri Ramakrishna simply wasn't willing to put his mind on his body at all. So, but he had already had all his spiritual attainments, so he didn't need to worry about it. And he was setting an example. So that's the other difficulty, is you don't want to equate being healthy with being spiritual. And the goal of life isn't to live forever. So we're not trying to do some sort of special yogic practices to artificially extend life over a long period of time. We don't want to be one of these 700-year yogis living in the Himalayas. So those are some of the difficulties. But we certainly need to recognize that our body and mind are connected, and they are our vehicles for our spiritual realization. And so we want to concentrate on keeping the body and mind healthy so that we can do spiritual practices. Because it's hard to concentrate if you don't feel well. So that's really where what we want to concentrate on, is keeping the temple in a healthy condition so that we can do our spiritual practices. Now, one good way to look at the health of the body and the mind that goes along with our spiritual practice is that it's that everything is a vibrational energy. Our thoughts are vibrations. Our whole body is a kind of a mass of vibrational energies, and so is our spiritual being. It's the different levels, like the causal, the subtle, and the gross. We have different levels of our being that are all different energetic bodies. And so what happens at one level can affect what happens on another level. So when our body and mind are better tuned, that puts our whole vibrational being into a better state that allows us to do our spiritual practices. And of course, the microcosm reflects the macrocosm, and so our mental and physical state also gets reflected in our outlook on life in general. And you know how if you're in a bad mood, the slightest little thing is just a disaster. You can't tolerate anything, and everything is wrong, and everything is horrible, and nobody likes me, and and the tape goes on and on and on. And we simply make ourselves feel worse rather than better. And so we want to make sure that our mental and physical states don't get into bad moods, and so that we are able to have a more positive outlook on life. So we want to let that spiritual and perfect vibrational patterns prevail in our being. Now, there are several ways to do this. Of course, all religions have the idea of prayer, and so prayer is a very powerful tool for bringing about a better state of being. There have been many studies on prayer, and they're a bit conflicting, probably because there's so many different aspects to it. First of all, it has to do with how sincerely the person praying believes in it. And there's some evidence, and it seems though, even though they're conflicting studies, it seems like the majority of studies show that there is a positive effect for praying, even if somebody is praying for somebody else that doesn't even know they're praying for them. So it happens on all levels. You can be praying for yourself, you can be praying for somebody who knows you're praying for them, or you can pray for somebody even when they don't know that you're praying for them. And in all those cases, there are certainly incidences that show that these things do have their effect, and that they're effective means of reaching a healthier state of being. So that's an important thing to also keep in mind about prayer. It's interesting that if you look at cultures across the centuries and the millennia and different cultures, that many times the spiritual leader is also a spiritual healer. If you get to the indigenous religions, when there was nothing called a doctor, a professional physician that knew allopathic medicines and so forth, and they didn't have a lot of drugs and so forth, they dealt with things on a spiritual level. And so the medicine woman or medicine man or the shaman would be the person who would administer to both your physical health as well as your spiritual health. And they were always thought of as being connected, that if they would often think of it in terms of bad spirits. If this person was ill, they had some sort of bad spirit. And that's simply a way of personifying an illness and dealing with it in that way. And so many times the medicine man or woman would be able to cure somebody simply by invoking prayers and incantations and intentions of freeing the person from any kind of evil vibration. So again, you can think of it as a vibrational thing, whereas this evil spirit is just a bad vibrational energy, and you want to change that to a more positive vibrational energy. So that's a very interesting thing. Then for each tradition, you can find passages in their scriptures that would indicate that the Lord does heal people of diseases. And of course, Christianity has many examples of where Christ healed people, and and so there are many examples in both the Old and the New Testament that deals with that kind of energy. For example, in the 107th Psalm, it says, "Dear Lord of mercy and Father of comfort, send your healing words to me now." That's sort of a paraphrase, actually, of the 107th Psalm, which goes, "Then they cry unto the Lord in their troubles, and he saveth them out of their distresses. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions." So you can take various passages in scriptures and change them into a prayer. Another example might be the Psalm number 30. "I exalt you, Lord, for you lifted me out of the depths and did not let my enemies gloat over me. Lord, my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me. You, Lord, brought me up from the realm of the dead. You spared me from going down to the pit." And so you could change that into a type of prayer. For example, Lord, my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me. So you can do scriptural prayer. Now, of course, the Christian Scientists have the whole theme dedicated towards spiritual health, you could say, or spiritual healing. And they would do this by, and still do, the few of them that are left, still do their healing by focusing on the true spiritual nature and how our true spiritual nature is perfect. And so we want the physical being to manifest in the same light, the same spiritual light. And so by emphasizing the truth of your true being, your real being, that tends to help you overcome your physical ailments. And they would have many examples of where this kind of healing process worked. And so this Christian Science will sit with you and go through scriptural passages and reaffirm your divine essence and so forth, and help you achieve that kind of level of thought process where the body can heal itself. So in the Hindu tradition, there are, of course, many mantras that we can use in order to produce healing effects. And so again, the healing energies are personified as different deities, and you can invoke the different deities with different mantras. So, wouldn't you know, I shortchanged myself here. I didn't print quite enough copies of this. Might be able to get. There's 6 here. Let's see. I think I have an extra copy of my notes.
Well, let's get, you probably can't read. Yeah, well, let's see. Those who have good reading skills, I mean, eyes.
That's kind of a condensed version. This is a little bit longer version. So, so
It might be
here's
small
one,
for you.
here's one more here.
One more.
So you can take that if you want.
Oh, okay. Oops, there's a condensed version. Can you see that or no? Okay, everybody's got one then. You wanna see it?
So we'll just go through the list. There's Lord Dhanvantari, who is known as the god of medicine. He's the divine physician who is believed to grant health and longevity. So we're going to make this a practicum here. We're going to actually chant these mantras, not for a long period, but just enough to give you a taste of it and to get the idea into your mind. And you can take these home, and then perhaps one or more of these will speak to you more than another. And so you might find one that works or resonates with you more. So this particular one, there's a very long version, but we're just going to do the shortened one, the Om Shri Dhanvantare Namaha. So that's the calling upon the celestial physician to attract the proper path of healing. So chant that along with me. We'll do it maybe nine times. I like to do things in multiples of 9. Om Shri Dhanvantare Namaha. 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 The long version of the prayer translates like this. O Lord, I bow down to the Supreme Being, Lord Dhanvantari, who holds a pot of immortal nectar in his hands. May the Lord dispel the darkness of ignorance and enlighten the lamp of wisdom in my heart. May the Lord remove all diseases and fears, protect all 3 worlds, and be the well-wisher of all beings. May the Lord be the ultimate healer of all living creatures. All right, the next one, we have the goddess Kali, who protects us from severe diseases and wards off evil forces.
We have Kali here from
All right,
This is
perfect timing.
a live
Live.
darshan from Kalima. This is from the Kali temple in Lakshmi. So you have a very big darshan. Just so happens that India called us. Jai Ma.
It's all just, there are a couple of other things I probably should have pointed out too. When we do spiritual healing, we all realize that we're not going to all live forever, and that eventually something is going to take us out. And also, we don't always know what's best for us. Sometimes a disease or an illness can be a blessing in disguise of some sort, something that leads us to something else that we wouldn't have encountered if we hadn't had a particular disease. And of course, there's that famous example of the young son of this family who was thrown off his horse and broke his leg, and they all thought it was a huge tragedy for the family. And then the king sent around his emissary to forcibly enlist all the young men into the army, and of course this person couldn't go, and it turned out to be a disastrous battle, and he probably would have died in it. So sometimes things happen for reasons we don't understand, and they're actually for our benefit. So oftentimes prayers should be what are called non-directive prayers, simply for the best well-being of the person, in no matter how that manifests. But going on to our mantras, we have the Kali mantra, Om Krim Kali Kalyai Namaha. So this invokes Kali's fierce protection and power to destroy negativity and illness. So let's try that one together 9 times. Om Krim Kali Kalyai Namaha. Om Krim Kali Kalyai Namaha. Om Krim Kali Kali Namaha. Kali Kali Namaha. Krim Kali Kali Namaha. Om 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 Krim Kali Kali Namaha. The next one we don't normally think of as Goddess Saraswati as being in the healing line, but she does bring a sense of peace and mental clarity. Since she's the goddess of learning and knowledge, we want to have clear understanding of what's going on with us and a clear path towards recovery. And so we have a Saraswati mantra, Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. Let's try that one. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. 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 Now, Lord Ganesha, of course, is known for the deity aspect that removes any kinds of obstacles. So if we're finding obstacles to healing and recovery, we want Lord Ganesha to remove those obstacles or any hurdles in the path of our healing. So, his Om Ganapatyai Namaha. 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 Om
Ganapate Namaha. Om Nam Ganapate Namaha. Om Nam Ganapate Namaha. Om Nam Ganapate Namaha.
And of course, Lord Hanuman is known for great strength. And so lots of times we need strength to either protect us from illness or to get over an illness. And a lot of times that's mental strength that we need. Again, when you don't feel well, that's when it's difficult to do things. And so you have to harness all kind of mental and emotional strength that we can get in order to get through an illness. So invoking Lord Hanuman can help us to do that. So his mantra is Om Hanumate Namaha. 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 We have Lord Narasimha, who protects from severe illnesses and unseen dangers. So this calls upon Lord Narasimha's fierce protective energy for healing and protection from illnesses. So either for healing or protection. So it's Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya. Sorry. Narasimhaya. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya. 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 Oh, there's one more that I left out of there. We'll do this. I'll just, it's the healing quality of the sun. Now, of course, many of you might know the Gayatri mantra, and so you can also do the Gayatri mantra to invoke this energy. But here's one specifically for Hiranyagarbha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namah. Repeat that one 9 times. Om Hiranyagarbhaya. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namah. 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 Hiranyagarbhaya Namah. Also, one for the sun and the solar plexus, Om Arkaya Namaha. So let's repeat that one 9 times as well. For the energy in our solar plexus, the energy center for our body that gives us energy throughout the rest of our body. So it's Om Arkaya Namaha. Ready? Om Arkaya Namaha. 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 All right, now another handout. This is a big transition.
That'd be good for me.
There you go. I've got lots of these. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. You have one big printing?
Just the one.
Oh.
Yeah, this is there's.
Oh, there, okay, yeah. There you go.
Many years ago, this lady named Evelyn Monahan put out a book about the process that she used to cure herself of nearly total blindness. And reworded it a little bit to give it a more Vedantic perspective and wording. But it's basically her technique. And so we're going to practice this now together. And I'll be guiding you through it, so you don't have to read the paper, but you can take the paper home and follow along that way. Or if it's easier, perhaps it's easier for you to read these together rather than trying to just repeat after me. So maybe just reading it would be a good idea. The first thing is to sit in a nice straight posture with the neck and the spine nice and straight. And we're going to breathe through the nose and visualize the breath flowing through your entire body and then flowing back up the spine to rest in the head as you breathe out. So as you breathe in, you're going to picture golden light energy streaming down the front. And then as you exhale, you picture that energy circulating back and resting in the head. So repeat that 3 times. Now repeat all together. I am a magnificent human being. My true nature is unequaled in all creation. My mind and body are designed to reflect divine perfection. I will transcend ordinary thinking and dwell entirely in my higher self. Repeat again. I am a magnificent human being. My true nature is unequaled in all creation. My mind and body are designed to reflect divine perfection. I will transcend ordinary thinking and dwell entirely in my higher self. 3rd time. I am a magnificent human being. My true nature is unequal in all creation. My mind and body are designed to reflect divine perfection. I will transcend ordinary thinking and dwell entirely in my higher self. Now we're going to again do the same breath visualization 3 times. And now we'll repeat the next paragraph 3 times together. In the awareness of my higher self, I know no limits. My will is one with the divine will and is the strongest force in all creation. I will now to be in ever increasing contact with my higher self. In the awareness of my higher self, I know no limits. My will is one with the divine will and is the strongest force in all creation. I will now to be in ever increasing contact with my higher self. Now, you might have a particular problem in mind, and so after we repeat this next paragraph, what you want to do is picture that particular problem as no longer being there. So like if it's a broken bone, you picture the bone in perfect order. If it's an organ that's not functioning like you'd like it to, you picture it functioning perfectly. So whatever it is, you picture it in perfect working order. This is one reason sometimes prayer doesn't work, is that people focus on the illness too much, and they focus on pain or the problem. And so the mind is now focusing where you don't want it. You want to focus it on the health. And so we'll repeat this. And as you then do this visualizing, continue to do that same breath work as well. And you can picture the light energy going to that particular area that you are now picturing as perfect. Then as we complete this, you could also, depending on the circumstance, you might picture yourself returning for a repeat visit to the doctor and having them say how amazed they are and how quickly you healed, or perhaps you're talking with a friend and they say, gee, you look so great, you seem to be feeling better. Some sort of story you can play in your head about how you are now in much better health, and either the doctor or your friends or your family notice that your health is much improved. All right, so we repeat this last paragraph 3 times again. In the awareness of my higher mind and self, I direct my will to visualize that my body is in perfect alignment with my perfect self. My body, mind, and spirit are in complete harmony. I have the perfect vehicle for spiritual practice. In the awareness of my higher mind and self, I direct my will to visualize that my body is in perfect alignment with my perfect self. My body, mind, and spirit are in complete harmony. I have the perfect vehicle for spiritual practice. In the awareness of my higher mind and self, I direct my will to visualize that my body is in perfect alignment with my perfect self. My body, mind, and spirit are in complete harmony. I have the perfect vehicle for spiritual practice. So let's continue this for 10 or 15 minutes. Silent together, doing the breath work and visualizing that. And if you begin to lose focus, go back and silently repeat that last prayer as you then continue to visualize yourself in perfect health. enjoyed that. And it's important too to keep a very positive attitude. And as I mentioned earlier, I think that's why some of the prayer studies give different results. If people don't think it's going to work, then it's like the placebo effect in reverse. They get the results they want to see. So if you're like a non-religious person and you don't want something as spooky as prayer to work, then probably you won't see results that work. So it's important to keep a positive attitude. The placebo effect has been demonstrated over and over and over again, which is simply that when somebody has a strong belief that something's going to work, it works. Again, not 100% of the time, just like even if somebody is negative about something, it doesn't not work 100% of the time. But you take an aspirin, sometimes it takes the headache away, and sometimes it doesn't. Nothing works 100% of the time. But statistically, you're much better off the stronger you can believe in it. Another good thought that you can keep in mind, and this can be done as both a prayer when you're eating, or a thought to keep while you're eating, as well as just in general when you're doing a meditation practice like this, is that the universe is giving me the strength so that I can give back to the universe in return. So the universe is healing me so that I can give back to the universe in return. The universe is nourishing me so that I can give back to the universe in return. So that kind of reciprocation is also a nice thought to keep, whether it's you're thinking of it while you're eating and you're being nourished by the universe so that you can nourish the universe in return, or whether it's a meditation like this and you're feeling the universal energy coming through you and healing you so that you can be a more functional person in the universe. So those are all nice ideas to keep in mind, and you can keep the copies of these mantras and this different prayer technique in order to refresh your memory and practice these. Of course, everything takes time and energy, and the Christian Scientists were very popular for a while, but it takes a lot of work to be a Christian Scientist. And most people aren't willing to put in that much work. And so their numbers have dwindled quite a bit. There was another technique that I studied way back in the 80s, just before any of you were born, I know. But it was called biokinesiology, and had to do with doing kinesiological or muscle testing tests. And so they would test various muscles in the body and find things that were weak. And then there would be lists of words for each muscle, which related to different organs, which could be seen as where the problem was and how to fix it. So there might be a list of negative words, so you see what kind of negative thoughts you might be holding or reacting to that's causing that particular organ system and the indicating muscle to be weak. And then there to be the counter measure, which is some sort of word that would give you more strength in that area. And so it's all the ordinary positive words you could think of. And love was probably the most common one and the most important one. So remember that, to always love yourself and to love those around you. And that itself is very healing. If somebody always feels unwanted and unloved and uncared for, then it's going to be very difficult for them to have a very positive attitude. But if you can keep that positive attitude towards both yourself and others, then that can be very healing. That's why you can have like a healing environment and toxic environment. So if you feel like you're in a work situation or even a family situation where you simply have to get out of that family situation because it's a toxic relationship, maybe they don't like your religious practices, or they don't like something else about you, there's just this constant antagonism. Well, that's just a very toxic environment to be in all the time. And so it's best to free yourself from that kind of environment and to put yourself in a healthier environment where the energies are positive. And again, even if you can't get out of certain situations, with the strength of your mind, you can put yourself in a positive situation and use all the strength of your mind that you can to have the best mental attitude. I mean, there are famous books written about people that have been in prison or in some sort of horrible situation where they've had to simply go within in order to put themselves in a better situation. So, those of you who are familiar with the Harry Potter books, remember how do you get over, how do you defeat the Dementors? You have to have a very positive thought in your mind. And so she had a lot of very symbolic lessons in those books. And that was one of them, is that in order to defeat negative energies like that are going to drain your energies, after they stole your soul, basically. Negative thoughts drain your soul, and have a positive thought, and that would take away those dementors. That's just a very, very good metaphor for the process that we need in keeping a strong mental attitude. All right, and of course, just in general, both meditation and prayer have been shown to have definite physiological people that do all sorts of types of prayers and meditations have been shown to have lower blood pressure, lower levels of stress hormones, and all of those kinds of effects help your health in general. So even without any particular healing idea in mind, keeping up a meditation practice and a prayer practice are very important for healthy livings. So we'll close with a chant, and then you're welcome to come offer flowers. Om Purnamada Purnamida Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Filled with Brahman are the things we see. Filled with Brahman are the things we see not. From out of Brahman floweth all that is. From Brahman all, yet is it still the same. Om peace, peace, peace.
You can take lots.
Okay.
Pass those out. Thank you all. Thank you for being online too.
You want to offer?
Yeah.